It began with a rumor whispered in art circles that an unsigned portrait, soft as candlelight, had appeared at a charity auction with a brushstroke style eerily reminiscent of a former president. Few believed it at first, but when the truth surfaced, it struck the nation with a force both tender and electrifying. John F. Kennedy, known to the world as a statesman, had been painting in secret, creating portraits he never intended anyone to see. And one of those hidden works had just sold for millions. For decades, the canvases lay quietly in a family storage vault, wrapped in aging fabric and masked by dust. They had been created in the final, least documented months of Kennedy's life via a time overshadowed by political storms and personal pressure. Yet within that turbulence, he found fleeting solace in clandestine strokes of color. According to family accounts, painting was his rare escape, a way to breathe without the weight of office bearing down on him. He never showed the works to advisors, nor the public, and only a handful of family members knew the hobby existed at all. The unexpected unearthing happened last spring, when Carolyn Kennedy, sorting through archival materials for a library expansion project, uncovered a bundled collection labeled simply, Jack a Private. Inside lay 11 portraits, raw, emotional, and unlike anything historians had ever associated with him. Some were unfinished, trembling with anxious lines. Others captured anonymous faces lit with soft hope. They revealed a man wrestling with his own thoughts, reaching for something gentler than the world he governed. The family faced an agonizing decision. They feared the paintings would be sensationalized, treated as relics rather than sincere expressions of a man under immense pressure. Yet Carolyn also saw an opportunity, a way for these private pieces to do public good. After weeks of consideration, the family chose to donate one anonymous portrait to a children's medical charity auction in Boston, under the condition that Kennedy's authorship remain a sealed secret until after the event. They wanted the painting to succeed on its emotional merit alone, not on the myths surrounding its creator. On the night of the auction, the painting, a quiet portrait of a young boy gazing upward as if into an unseen future, sat modestly among the other donated works. The room buzzed with curiosity. No one knew the artist, only that the piece was introduced as a private contribution from an American family. Yet something in its sadness and hope struck a universal chord. Bids climbed higher and higher, dozens of hands raising in electric waves. When the hammer fell at $2.1 million, the crowd erupted in stunned applause. Only then did organizers, trembling with excitement, reveal the truth. Gasps cut through the hall. Some bidders clutched their chests, others wiped at unexpected tears. The news spread in minutes as a first around Boston, then across the globe. Social media lit up with theories, art critics, and heartfelt reactions from people who felt the painting offered a new window into Kennedy's humanity. What struck most was not the price, but the realization that even a figure mythologized by history had sought, in private, the same fragile comforts ordinary people reach for in moments of overwhelm. But the emotional swell wasn't universal. Some questioned the timing, others doubted the authenticity, and a few criticized the family for releasing something so personal. The debate burned hot for days. Carolyn Kennedy, typically quiet in the public sphere, chose to address the nation directly. In a rare interview, she spoke with trembling sincerity. She explained her father's longing for stillness, the pressure he carried, and how painting had been one of the only ways he could reclaim pieces of himself. Releasing the portrait, she said, was not meant to stir controversy but to honor the private humanity behind the public legacy and to give the artwork the chance to help the children he cared about deeply. Her words softened the conversation. Historians contextualized the revelation, speaking about leaders whose private creative lives remain unknown. Artists discussed the healing power of creation, and parents of children helped by the charity expressed overwhelming gratitude. The portrait became a symbol not of political nostalgia, but of the quiet, universal battle to stay human under unbearable weight. As the story continued unfolding, more of Kennedy's paintings were recessed and not for sale, but for preservation. Experts worked gently, like archaeologists brushing sand from fragile artifacts. Each canvas revealed another layer of emotion, exhaustion, tenderness, conflict, unexpected serenity. The public never saw most of them, but the knowledge of their existence added dimension to a man long confined to textbooks and documentaries. The millions raised from the auction funded new pediatric care programs, art therapy rooms, and research initiatives as a concrete, life-saving outcomes from a canvas once meant to be seen by no one. Children who would never know the political legacy of John F. Kennedy now benefited from the emotional legacy he left behind in color and shadow. And in a poetic twist, the painting that shattered expectations continues to travel the country today. It hangs in different hospitals each month, not behind velvet ropes but in open hallways where families linger. People describe feeling unexpectedly moved when they encounter Ida, some sensing melancholy, others hope, others something they cannot identify but cannot forget. In the end, that discovery of Kennedy's secret art offered something deeper than a headline. It reminded the world that even those placed on pedestals break, yearn, and reach for solace. It revealed that the marks we leave, whether through leadership, kindness, or quiet creative expression, can ripple far beyond the intention of the moment. And it proved that sometimes the most powerful gifts are those born in silence, hidden until the world is finally ready to receive them. Most of all, it delivered an enduring message, that every person, no matter how burdened or celebrated, carries within them a private universe of color. And when that universe is shared even decades later, it can still change lives.